Morning, morning, YouTubes. Blue thing. There you go. Now you can see my ugly face. So we'll get some people in here. I thought I'd talk about a couple of things. I'm feeling pretty motivated this morning, despite only having one cup of coffee. I don't even know if things are going to go out or what. So let's we're here getting unloaded first thing, and we'll do some shout outs, and then we'll talk about what we're going to talk about. All right, we got Charles Brandt, Pale Rider TV. You were almost first, Pale Rider. Jesse, what's up? GNC Family Trucking. Charles Brandt, love my shirt. Thank you. About time I got to work. I know. Thomas Wilson, are you struggling? Actually, no, I'm not, Thomas. In fact, that's kind of what we're going to talk about. So, if you guys look at the thumbnail, I'm at a company called Transland, and this is a delivery that I'm making. This is a trucking company, brokerage, and cross-dock. So you guys that are carriers that are getting your brokerages, maybe that's the next thing you need to think about is warehousing and cross-docking. And what it is so this particular product is actually going down the road, but they're not ready for this product yet. So what Transland does is they have outside trucks bringing in if they don't have enough drivers to cover it, and they broker it out. They've got a contract with these customers. They broker it out. Then outside driver brings it in, and then they unload it into their warehouse. And then when it's time to deliver it, they put in one of their trailers, and they're able to drop the trailer at the customer down the road. So it's pretty genius. So there's 1,000 ways to make money at this business, right? So a good successful company is, if they think outside the box, it's not just taking something from point A to point B. I think that having trailers is important when you're doing a direct customer, and having the brokerage, the ability to broker out that freight, and there's a storage thing, and that's the thing. Some people you put freight in their trailer, and they'll, like, for example, Schneider. All you Schneider guys know that the OCs get filled up with drop trailers around September, October, because of Christmas. So what Walmart does is Walmart, pays Schneider to grab the stuff that they need, but then store it on their facilities and in their trailers. And then all it takes is a day cab guy to go deliver it or relay it from the yard when it comes closer time to deliver it. So it's all about getting outside of the box. It's all about having a carrier is not just about going from point A to point B. You want direct customers, you're gonna have to invest in equipment, trailers mainly. I know that S Cargo, I don't know if you guys follow him on YouTube. I know that he had a direct customer there in California, and he had 2 drop trailers there. 1 or 2, I think, something like that. And then he also thought outside of the box. He got a car hauler trailer. He was trying to do different things based off of his skills and expertise. Thomas Wilson, crying damn shame of trucking wearing shorts and flip-flops, picking up at a multi-billion-dollar company, no respect. Bob Chi, good morning. Jose, morning. You must have a great weekend. You must have had a great weekend. Your face looks so much more relaxed compared to the last 2 weeks. Yeah, it was a good weekend. I got to shoot the new gun, and I got to blow some stuff up, but the important part was the family time and good food. It was good. I almost went down to bigrigceo's house and hung out with him in Right Lane, but the family had things, and if I hadn't done that, I would have been with those two guys. It would have been a YouTuber 4th of July fest or whatever. So, you want to see the chicken, Mike? Where is the chicken? Chicken is right here. He's got his mask on properly, as per the rest of the country, and he is being safe from COVID. You have to have really big money for warehouse or trailers, but it's doable. Well, you got to build your way up. This company, Transland, if you guys don't know this, I used to work for these guys. And here's what I've done. As soon as I was on the spot market, I checked Transland's MC number. They were good to go with underfunding, and I made a call, and I've done quite a few loads for them. I did one of their loads back in my Landstar days, and so because I knew they had a brokerage, right, and they were able to meet Landstar's requirements, so so I knew this existed, right? And they were one of the first ones I sought out because I like a lot of the loads that they do. And guys, the pattern of me doing a lot of the same stuff, going the same areas, that comes from my, 5, 6 years that I worked here. That's why I know Pennsylvania so well, because they had constant freight that, hazmat freight that went from St. Louis to Carlisle, or from here to, Mechanicsburg, or Wichita to Fredericksburg. I mean, that was their main thing. So I was up and down 76 all the time. And here's about thinking outside the box. So one time I had a load. I had a Wednesday delivery, or no, Thursday delivery. No, yeah, Thursday delivery. Yeah, Wednesday delivery in Kansas City. I know I'm screwed up, right? And I get there and they're like, "You're not scheduled today," so that had to be delivered on Friday, I believe. Yeah, it was Friday. Yeah, so it was Thursday, Friday, whatever. It's not important. So I knew that Transland had these loads come out of Kansas City, so I called them up because all my plans have been kind of shot. I was looking for a good weekend load, but I just wasn't finding anything. So I called Transland up. I said, "Hey, what do you got going to the yard on Friday?" "Oh, we've got this load," or actually just Springfield out of the yard. And so I picked up a load out of Lenexa, and then I called them and said, "Hey, you got anything that I could do round trip for the weekend with one of your trailers? Power only move." And they're like, "Yeah, actually we do." So what I did is I ended up taking the load from the yard here. Once I got here on Friday afternoon, I picked up the load, took it to Searcy for Sunday morning, and then picked up one of their loads in that trailer in Morrilton, Arkansas, and it was dropped. It went to Wisconsin, but it had to be dropped here on the yard for one of their drivers to take. And so all in all, what would have been a $500 weekend turned into a $1,500 weekend. And then all I had to do Monday morning was drop their trailer, hook up to mine, make my Monday morning delivery in my own trailer. And Jeff was kind of, I think, slightly impressed with that, because I thought outside the box. I used the tools that we have, the being able to do power only and use my contacts and it made me an extra $1,000. So I mean, that is thinking outside the box. And I think that one of the true traits of people that are successful is they're able to analyze their problems, be honest with themselves, and then be able to think outside the box and make adjustments accordingly. Good morning, Kiersey. What's up? Let's see, we got Light Bright in the house. Thank you, Light Bright. Professor Lord of Snore, looking great, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good morning, Steve. John Armstrong. Been outside Nevada DMV all night long. Just get my test date. Almost done. Almost there, man. Keep your eye on the prize, right, John? Crossing my favorite scales this morning with the load I can barely get legal. Wow. The trucker James Best is in the house. I liked James Best's new video. I think it's a great direction for him. And it's weird seeing him do a recorded video. So, but I think it'll be good. It'll be good. So, but anyways, so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Think outside the box. Use all the tools you have in front of you, and I don't know how long it's taking them to unload me because they don't have a specific unloader. It's not like a true cross-docking warehouse. A lot of people don't realize is like when you look at places like Geodis or sometimes what's the one that starts with Cargill? A lot of this stuff is a cross-dock. Houston, Dallas, Chicagoland, they all have cross docks. And what it is like the local trucks will take freight from the inner city of Chicago and take it to an offsite warehouse, like say around Bolingbrook. And, from multiple different companies. And then the warehouse in Bolingbrook is actually where you pick up the load. So I've seen warehouses that had everything from ramen noodles to tractor supplies, like literally next to each other, staged in different dock doors. I remember going to Houston. That's kind of what it was. It was a mixed bag. You went in there, and a lot of this stuff is coming up from Mexico, and so like Mexico, you got your transfer stations, cross docking, like Laredo, Nogales. Tucson usually has a few. I remember Landstar picking up stuff out of Tucson. That was actually, I think I had to wait a day for a Mexican truck to come in and bring up the truck or the freight. So cross-docking is something. Now, I thought about, wouldn't it be a great investment to have cross-docks warehouses in Arizona? Because if California keeps going the direction that they're going, and to the point that you can't take a load out of California unless you're a California-based carrier, it might as well be Mexico at that point, because you can't pull a load out of there. So what's the point of even going there? But they're going to want their freight, right? So smart California companies, what they'll do is they'll grab, like let's say like trucking, like me. Let's say I take a load to a warehouse in Arizona, and I could pull a load out of the warehouse out of Arizona, right? So any of the bordering states that could have warehousing, I think that would be a good investment. It's something that the idea was brought to me 5 years ago, and it seems like California is getting closer to being that way. I'm team training again, and the student is a doozy. I don't miss training at all. I will say this though. 3 of the people I've trained have gone on to bigger and better things. Truck for Life, what's up? A lot of big companies moved to Arizona and Nevada and service California from there because California's a nightmare. That's true. That is true. You know, and this company here is doing so well that they had a really good contract in St. Louis, so they moved a lot of their operations up there. So they got like a second terminal now, and so they got day cab guys running on there. And they used to have a terminal day cab guy in Dallas too. So all right, Scott, I'll call you on your day off. Trucking Podcast is here. Let's do this. So anyway, thinking outside the box, you know, and now here's the thing. My pickup is literally right down the road at 11 a.m. I'm not tripping up at all with this. So because I know the customers, I know that they'll take me late if I'm late. And I doubt that Transland's going to let me hang in here for 3 hours or 2 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours. So you would not believe how many trucking operations run from Reno to Cali daily. Yep. You know, and a lot of these companies, like for example, let's say I own the company and I warehouse stuff in Springfield that delivered St. Louis, right? I could probably find a couple of drivers that would love to be dedicated to go from Springfield to St. Louis back. You know, some people want, you know, you'd be home every night, you know, and you literally go from Springfield to St. Louis back to Springfield, and you'd be okay with that because, you know, I mean, hell, I'd do that. If I had to be a day cab dedicated guy, that's the kind of thing I would like to do. I don't mind doing the same thing over and over. I'm a very repetitious person. You know, does it get old and boring at times? Yeah, but in the driving world, there's always something new. There's always something interesting. When I was a school bus driver, that was like being a local driver because I literally went the same route every day. The only difference is if there was a field trip or if they needed extra help somewhere. But for the most part, every day was different because, you know, I've seen some crazy stuff go down in Springfield right in front of me in broad daylight. I watched a woman throw a brick at a car. It was almost like out of a movie. You know, I've watched some drivers do some crazy things. You know, there's always something new and interesting within the route itself that happens, and truck driving is no different. I ran from Dallas to St. Clair, Missouri the other day. I was keeping an eye out for you in bigrigceo, but no luck. You're a day late, man. I was running through that area. Well, no, you're coming from Dallas, so. Well, where are you at now, there, Trucker Seals? bigrigceo, I think he's going to be home for a minute. He's taking some time off. You want to talk about a Schneider guy that's got his act together? That's him. Him and Chucky. So, but I believe there was a person that contacted me when I first started this, and they said that, you know, we don't think you're going to make it in the spot market. And, I don't know, here I am. So, 2 years later. Fort Worth, I run a day cab. I'm off duty. I'm at home. Oh, okay. You're off a while longer, says Bandit. So I don't know if you'll see that in the mirror. Oh, no. Transland's got these good-looking Macs. I got inside one of the Macs there at the Volvo dealership, and The sleeper kind of reminded me of old Volvo 670s. It's kind of funny watching everybody do the eel crawl. I stayed in hotels, went on those runs to St. Clair. Yeah, you got a pretty busy scale there in St. Clair. A lot of hotels there. You got Sullivan, Missouri right there that has, there's some good hotels in that area. Yeah. But Big Houston, what's up? Gotta finish healing. You do, man, you do. But it's I don't know. It's good morning, man. I've had a good day. I've had a good weekend, so I'm not stressed about anything. So good looking Mac. You're funny. I like how new Macs look, man. I really do. They're all kind of like, they almost look like a battle wagon kind of look to them. I mean, come on, man. You got here. We'll show it. Let's show it. I think they look good, man. They got a green one that's like a special. This guy probably doesn't want to be on YouTube, so we'll flip it over. You know, I like him. So, you know, my thoughts, prayers out to the Bandit Jr. there. So, you know, we had a conversation yesterday, and man, he's been through a lot. Almost died. So, you know, he's here. You know, and there's obviously someone has a plan for him, right? So, not too bad. Pale Rider. You know, I when I talked to the Volvo dealership, I asked what kind of fuel mileage they were getting. They were getting decent fuel mileage. I just didn't like the room in them as much as, like, I like my 680. I like the room I've got in here. So it kind of reminded me of the old Volvo 670s, which I've driven two of those. But I prefer the 680 sleeper. So now the Volvo 860, now that's a truck. That's got room. Guys, you gotta realize Pale Rider's a picky dude. Pale Rider, oh, what'd you say there, Trucker Podcast? I missed it. You can't afford a Volvo yet? I can't afford a Volvo yet. No, I'm not buying a Volvo. Not buying anything. RD, you're silly. Real Courage Twitter post. Oh, you like that? Was that you that kind of had that quote? I should have quoted you. Yeah, I think that was after a conversation we had. I talk crap about all trucks, even my own. Well, you know, you are driving a 660, you know, the most narrowest nose ever, the anteater. Remember back in the day when those trucks came out, Pale Rider, they called them anteaters? Because they were the first slope-hooded truck, and everybody thought that was the craziest thing. Oh, okay, what was that about? Digital courage versus real courage. You have a lot of people that will speak out against something on the internet, but they wouldn't say it to your face. For example, the people that were texting me saying that I was going to fail and I'm a loser and I'm a slob and and my music sucked and everything else, would they say that to me in my face? That's digital courage. Kind of like the internet version of the CB Rambo. How many times, you know, it's real easy to get on this thing and go, you're a dumbass, you know, but then you're driving, right? You know, you're in an 80,000 pound vehicle. Of course you feel brave. Of course you feel all like, whoa, you know? And, you know, and you got the internet version, since, you know, no one uses these things anymore, which is a huge mistake, and I can go on hours about that. You know, everybody gets on the internet. I'm going to get on Facebook and tell you that you're a racist because you didn't say anything about Black Lives Matter and you know, that's digital courage. Have that discussion with me in my face. Ask me my opinion of whatever insert social issue here, you know. Keyboard warriors. Alright, what's up? Don Star. I got to test out my new gun you contributed to yesterday. Yeah, day before yesterday. Love it. Smooth trucking. It's kind of like liquid courage, like Mr. Best. You know, alcohol is definitely a factor in a person's courage. You know, how many times have you guys been to a bar and you're like, you know, you see someone getting drunk and they're willing to kick somebody's ass, you know, they're a violent drunk, you know, or, you know, or it takes a few drinks for you to get the courage to go up and talk to that good looking gal. Kinds of going on. Don't listen to those negative people, Snowlord. I think there are more of us that enjoy our content than haters. Don't let them get to you. Trucker Seals, I appreciate that, and no, I don't let them get to me. It's actually entertaining to me. It's actually funny. Oh, you dropped the plate. Good deal. Easier said than done. That's why I can't do YouTube. Absolutely. You know, I was talking trucking podcasts. This is a whole new universe to them, and you know, I was talking about the whole you gotta have thick skin, right? You know, there's an aspect that you have to have. You have to have. I don't care what you think about me, right? Aspect to yourself. You know, and then there's a fine line. You wanna be professional. You wanna present yourself in a positive way, but at the same time, you know, it goes back to the sticks and stones, right? It's when accusations are made or attacks on family are made. That's when, you know, it's not just having about a thick skin. And people are going to criticize you for any. I mean, I'm sure there's out of 38 people, there's like 5 of you going, God, I can't stand this guy. He's such an arrogant lame-o. He looks like crap with the stupid beard tied up, and that shirt is stupid, and I'm going to continue watch and listen to this dumbass be a dumbass. I'm going to continue. I mean, why would you want to soak yourself in that kind of negativity, you know? Now, if things that I say entertain you because, wow, this guy is such a dumbass, I'm going to listen to this guy because it's entertaining, right? You know, I can understand that. There's several YouTubers I do that with, so. You're going to send out winter stuff today. Man, you know that brokers are making all the money because, you know, Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde are very generous, and they're very determined to get their channel and message out there. So if you guys don't mind, click on their deal. Well, I can't click on their deal and subscribe anymore. But, you know, seek out that title and subscribe to their channel, whether you want to be a broker or not. Understand the other side. And see, okay, so go back to the original message here. So let's say I hate talking to brokers. brokers, right? Let's say that I despise making phone call after phone call after phone call. And I've talked about this before when I was off for 2 weeks. If dealing with brokers is such a challenge for you, then build your business around the fact of not dealing with brokers unless you absolutely have to. I went the entire week last week without using a low board. You know, I've gone 2 weeks without using a low board. The load that I got coming out of here, that guy calls me every other day to see where I'm at, because he likes the rate that I'm doing it for, and he likes the fact that I'm able to accomplish that no matter what. You know what I mean? And it's because I know the customer, I know the route, and if there's any, you know, and here's something else to ponder too. If you run the same load for the same broker over and over, and then finally there is a hiccup, like your truck breaks down or there's a bad snowstorm or something, he knows that when you call and say, hey, this is going to be late, I apologize, he knows that you're not just full of it, because there are drivers out there that will call on a load and, hey, you know, can you make the 8 a.m. delivery time tomorrow? Oh yeah, no problem. And then, you know, at 7:55 they call, hey, I have a flat tire and I'm not going to be there in time, knowing that they couldn't do that load legally anyways, and so they made up an excuse because they just wanted to book that load. That practice exists. So a lot of brokers, you know, are used to dealing with that, and they don't want to deal with that. So if I run a load for the first time for a broker and there's a hiccup, I'm sure that broker's like, whatever, dude. You know, like trucking is nothing to me now. You're dead to me. And that's where that carrier 411 comes in. So, you know, and I would imagine that if you have your own authority, burning brokers early in the stages would be extremely bad for your business. Low boards are minimum wage job opportunity boards. Every now and then, though, you can find that 3 o'clock shuffle, you know, and find that good low, which when the volume's like they are now, you can really kind of, I've done really good. This load here was a little bit around average because of where it went. I mean, I literally live here, you know what I mean? And so it was a great opportunity. I'm very entertaining and informative too, Robert. Thank you. Hell's bells. You know, I'll give you a little side story. Let's get off trucking for a second. Imagine little old cute me at 9 years old. And my oldest sister was like in this rebellious, like, raw, you know, I'm a rebellious teenager. Screw the system, screw the parents, you know, raw, you know. So she had this big stereo system, you know, in her room, and she was getting into like the hard rock stuff, like, and she bought the AC/DC Back in Black record album, and she would let me go in her room and blast that record. There was something about that record I like. You know, Hell's Bells was like the song, right? It still is. I mean, I still get like, you know, I still get that over that song. So imagine 9-year-old me playing air guitar, pretending I'm doing an AC/DC concert, and that was my introduction to hard rock. So years and years later, when I demonstrate to my sister the death metal that I play, she's like, man, I made a mistake letting you in my room listening to AC/DC Back in Black. So that album has a special place. So last week or so, I was at Walmart. They had these shirts. I'm like, dude. Now, if you would have said 5 years ago that you can buy AC/DC concert shirts at Walmart, I would have been like, you're crazy. Just like if you would have asked me during my BMX days that you'll be able to buy a Mongoose freestyle bike at Walmart, I'd be like, whatever, you know. Not to try to tell trucking podcasts on Ron's channel, continue putting out the good information out, but don't try to combat the dumb, stupid that people put out. It's never ending battle. That is true. That is true. Pale Rider's not a fan of anything. I know, I'm sitting there jamming the AC Back in Black, and Pale Rider was jamming to Tears for Fears. Not that there's anything wrong with that, Pale Rider. Shots fired. But I do appreciate the 80s stuff that Pale Rider likes too. Yeah, GNC is slacking on the videos, right? Trucker Seals, you know. But it's hard to say when I'll be unloaded, because this load was literally 5,000 pounds. No weight to it. Loved it. I got like 8.8 coming down here. Truth, not shots fired. Oh man. But anyways, guys, you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, and then we'll end this video. We'll make this a short one. We don't need everything to be an hour long. We got to pick up our next load, and then we'll be heading to Cincinnati. And if I can find the right prop, there's going to be a new red chicken video. I hope everybody had a good 4th. Did everybody have a good 4th? Guys, did you see on Facebook, and it's probably on YouTube, the aerial footage of Los Angeles Saturday night? It was crazy. It was like more fireworks in town than they've ever seen before. And I noticed that Springfield had way more fireworks inside town than before, because I don't think they were enforcing it.
Say a command.
Exit. And die. There we go. It was John himself. It was kind of an amazing sight to see. Good to hear. We need to come together as a country more now than ever. You know, I'm sure like in you know, some of the cities people were shooting off guns, but you're working on a top secret also. I need to get back to it. Just been running like crazy and a lot going on at home too. It says Chucky. G. Eric, you call me all the time, and you never tell me what your secrets are. Let's see how it is. You just use me as the vent. Actually, I barely watched Truckin' OD's videos because he will like almost like dry run his video to me, you know, and then like talk about whatever topic he's going to talk about, and then he'll go live and then talk about that. And it's kind of funny, but like, yep, I remember when he said that. I remember when he said that. It's like I'm his rehearsal. I'm his dress rehearsal. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna get off here. Everybody go subscribe to all the people that are in here. We got Pale Rider, Truckin' Podcast. Anybody else that's got a channel, say me, and then everybody click on those things and get subscribing. Get subscribing. Let's support everybody. Put your hand up. And I am out of coffee. So, great rates out of our area. What is your area, Pat? Nothing Witty. I want everybody here to subscribe to Nothing Witty. I want you to make that channel the most popular channel ever. Nothing Witty doesn't have any content yet, but that may change if subscriptions are given. Springdale? Yes, Pat. Springdale, Arkansas? Awesome area. I was running a lot of shorties for Convoy in and out of there. I enjoy Springdale. I got yet there you go. I Nothing Witty needs an avatar. What is you link? But yeah, Springdale. So yeah, the volume between Springdale and Joplin is really good. I love that area. We almost, little side note, we almost moved down to Springdale, Fayetteville area years and years ago. There was a band out of there that was thinking about joining, and it would have required some relocation. Looking back, I should have just joined anyways and just did the trip, the back and forth. Dang, Pat, that's good. Is that dry van, Pat? Pat, I think I need to subscribe to you. I don't know if I'm subscribed to you or not. Let's see here. I'll do that after. If I'm not, I'll do that after. I'd be curious. Do you talk about that kind of stuff on your channel? I know you got a YouTube. I know I've stumbled across you before. But time to get to work. So you guys take it easy. Think outside the box, and if you're struggling, figure out why you're struggling. And if brokers are a challenge for you, then take steps to understand the brokers and take the steps to use them as little as possible. With that being said, have a good day.